Welcome back. Egypt on Tuesday announced the launch of the second phase of its economic reform. This time, the economic program shifts focus on structural reform. So, after wrap-up of the first phase of the IMF-backed economic reform program that has been in progress since 2016, the National Structural Reform Program is a 3-year structural plan, or rather a structural reform phase, aims to back the economy and bolster comprehensive and sustainable growth. And it's our pleasure to have with us over the phone on Nile TV International, live from Cairo, Dr. Pacinthe Fahmy, an economist. Dr. Pacinthe, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning to you. Doctor, I've said many terms while introducing our topic. First of all, structural reform. How can you explain this to an average person? What is different about the structural reform than the first plan that Egypt already succeeded in implementing?
The structural reform concentrates on major issues in managing the economy, meaning you watch carefully the impact on the major projects on specific areas. I mean, when we talk about developing economy, what do we want to do while developing economy? First of all, it has to be sustainable, meaning it has to continue. Second, it has to be offering proper services for the people, meaning the person, the normal, the average person has to feel it. Third, it has to be taking care of the environmental changes, because this is a major problem in the world. Next, it has to be always based on technology, facilitating by the technology the way business is done. It has to watch many ratios, if you like, or indices, so that we make sure that we are really moving toward a new way of managing economy, because everybody knows the world is changing. We are going into an era of high technology approaches. Everything will be managed technologically, numerically. So now when we say we need to do some structural reforms, meaning we go into every part of the government, the way it is managed now will change to become a highly technical, electronically managed, controlled properly, for the purpose of servicing the economy, the environment, and the people. So we will continue our way, because the first phase was very clear. We wanted to develop, if you want fast, some major activities so that people could really feel it, like developing agribusiness, developing green and blue economy in that field, developing industries based on that, acquiring new areas like Sinai area, where it is full of resources. Then the second one will be how to manage this in a professional manner, so that you get the utmost benefit from all that. So this is the structural reform where we're going to watch carefully during the coming phase.
Doctor, actually Egypt started digitizing every sector in the government, started digitizing. Even some sectors and ministries are already digital now. You can have all the services online, coping with, as you said, the change in the world and the technological, let's say, revolution. And of course, with the coronavirus, people are staying at home and everything is done online. So this part, we have seen part of the digitizing and the technology part in maybe before we heard about the new structural reform. My question is, does the reform include changing laws, regulations, or legislations concerning investment, economy, or even concerning the work in some governmental institutions?
Definitely. When you make that big move on the way you manage your economy, you manage your country, you manage the process, you manage every single transaction, from the micro projects to the mega, you have to have new laws so that it could really help accelerate the achievement results we need to see. So when the new parliament was formed recently, we all said, well, they have a big job to do. The world is changing and very fast, mind you. Corona came to accelerate, but it was always there.
Yeah.
So the presence of Corona, it told everybody it is the right time to go very fast.
Yes.
So going very fast, you need to change, and I'm not exaggerating by saying all the laws and regulations which control the life in Egypt and which connect us to the world. Because now, I repeat, the world became one entity, one country. You can be in the United States and deal with an Egyptian company as if you're on the Egyptian territory, and the same vice versa. The connection between the big multinational companies and to manage their business in the whole world has to be done in a highly technical aspect. So you need to change all the laws, especially the laws which really regulate the monetary policy. You have to be up to date to the whole world. The fiscal policy, the way you do investments on the ground, how do you say, the facilities on managing the technological network. For instance, if we take Egypt, you have 27 governorates. You need to connect them professionally by a very advanced network technically. So it is a big job, but it needs to have a legal backup to control and manage that change in a professional manner so that we don't fall in problems where we don't find solutions to. It is not difficult to do that because I always say we all learn from each other. It's easier to look at the whole world, how they're doing it, and we could adjust and make and define laws according to what we need in our part of the world. Especially, we will be having a lot of activities on the regional level. Would it be in the Arab region, Western, right? Would it be with Africa, with Europe? So it's a long way, but I think, yes, we need to look back at all our laws and regulations to adjust them and update them to the new world, as I said.
Doctor, will the new structural reform, economic reform, will this, when we talk about changing rules and regulations, will this include work regulations inside, for instance, a governmental institution or a governmental office? Will the internal work regulations change as well?
Definitely, because now you can work from home. You don't have to go to the office. You can work from anywhere. You can work from the club. So the necessity of being present does not exist anymore. The most important thing is that you achieve the results required. Will you achieve them from office? And I think this will get to the minimum, or from elsewhere. Would it be from home, from club, from wherever? From a coffee even. You can sit on a coffee in the street and work. So this will change. So the necessity of going to the office, signing, entering, and this will decrease a lot, I repeat, a lot of cost.
Of course.
The management of the cost will be professional. It will be much more competitive. So yes, you need to change many laws and regulations, especially controlling the labor work and the people who should go every minute and everywhere and be present even there. So I think things will change with the whole world. I mean, the whole world is changing. And I repeat, Corona came to accelerate. It did not come to impose. That change was coming anyway, you see. But Corona came to accelerate the exercise.
Dr. Pacinthe, Fahmy, thank you very much for being with us on Nile TV International. Thank you very much, speaking on Egypt's new structural economic reform. And by that, we end today's breakfast show. Thank you for watching and stay with Nile TV International for more coming up. I'm Nasim Bah.